Good evening, Sean.
Hi, Dave.
How's it going?
Good. You okay?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. I am excited
Why is that?
because we get to play a game that looks stunning and is not about being in employment.
What are you trying to say?
Well, just trying to say that I suppose that being a middle manager is not necessarily why I stream games with you.
I was a bit worried when I realized, for the first time, I realized all the games I had brought were very related to middle management.
Yeah.
But anyway, this looks like Kerbal Space Program.
It does look a lot like Kerbal, doesn't it? I was thinking that just as we were starting the stream, that you'd be forgiven for thinking that today we're going to try and get to the moon finally. Mm-hmm. We're not. For those of you who perhaps haven't figured it out yet, today we're playing a game called GRIS, which actually is GRIS, all in caps. So I don't know if I'm supposed to say like GRIS, and as if I'm kind of surprised or whatever.
Yeah.
But I've been typing that into our tweets and stuff all week and forgetting to put that as capital. So apologies to the devs for that. It's just a bold move. It's a bold move, I think, having your name all in caps.
So yeah, does that mean it's like an acronym?
Yeah, could be. So as that probably suggests, I mean, I've known about this game for a little while. I'm guessing you have too, Sean. You have to be under some kind of moon-based rock to not have heard about GRIS.
It's something that has come up a lot in discussions with Hannah, who is the artist for our next game, right?
Yeah.
And every time I feel like, at least on 2 occasions, we met with her and I said, "Hey guys, have you seen this game called GRIS?" And you're like, "Yes, Sean. We mentioned it last week. We mentioned it the week before." But maybe if it was G, lowercase r, lowercase I, lowercase s, I'd remember it.
Maybe that's where the mental block is coming from.
But the thing that is coming straight at me from your Twitch stream right now is style. This already looks nice, and it's just the menu screen.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to start on a rather kind of middle management level for this kind of game, but yeah, it is a beautiful menu screen, but I'm not sure it's the most functional menu screen I've ever seen. I have 2 options. I mean, again, how this moves around is beautiful, right? Like I can go to exit, I can go to new game.
Are you on a controller or mouse keyboard? How are you doing this?
I double checked my controller and it didn't seem to work with this game. I was playing Cycle 28 happily, and then I switched games, and it didn't seem to respond to my controller. So I am keyboard and mousing, which may or may not be an issue as we get into it. But yeah, I was looking for it because obviously we are, when we stream, we try and make sure we check different levels of volumes and accessibility options and things like that. I got nothing, so apologies if that kind of causes anybody any problems when they're watching. But I literally couldn't change any settings. Unless I'm missing something really obvious, which I might be. And that may well be the kind of theme for the stream, because I have purposely not played a single minute of this game. Right. I have avoided playing anything. And the reason is because, not just because I'm lazy, there is an element of that, but it's more that I wanted my wonder, my excitement, my kind of reactions to be just as surprised and genuine as Sean's and anybody at home who hasn't played this yet as well. So and I think for this kind of game, maybe that's okay. I don't think we're necessarily going to be bumbling around wondering how to build I don't know, a research desk.
We're not going to expect like a lengthy tutorial where we learn how to build cars.
No, exactly. So without further ado, I'm gonna hit new game, and we're gonna play GRIS, and we're gonna see what it's like. And I'm assuming we're gonna get something beautiful to start with. So I'm gonna go quiet for a moment.
Cool.
As I hit new game.
I'm guessing you wanted me to go quiet as well.
Well, probably, yeah. I mean, you could talk a little softly, but I've seen this shot.
I'm going to talk. This looks amazing.
I'm trying to work out if she's yawning or singing, but I think if she was yawning, she'd put her hand to her mouth.
I imagine she's singing, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Isn't that the idea?
I think so.
Like, it's... Yeah. Like, we often talk a lot about how important visuals are for games.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there you go. Like, this immediately sets itself apart from everything else, right?
I think so. Like, I mean, you know, there are great cutscenes out there, but like, I feel like I'm watching a Studio Ghibli movie, right? Like, rather than about to start a game.
Yeah, I suppose it's kind of almost like the obvious thing to go to here is like Cuphead, right? Is to think about that kind of look of. And the first time people saw that game, it kind of changed what you thought was possible. Yeah.
And the music's stunning. Like, I know we're talking a bit over it as well, but the music's really good.
Yeah. So, am I right in saying everything in this game is hand painted?
I mean, I've assumed so, but again, I haven't looked into that either. Maybe we should. But even if it's not, it certainly it is set up to give you that impression, right? Like, I think there's some. Oh, it's nice they actually showed the studio, so we don't have to worry about remembering who that is. So shout out to Namada Studio there. Yeah, I mean, so some of the level design and screenshots I've seen later kind of have the impression that maybe they're not hand painted, but okay, I'm assuming oh yeah, here we go. This is me controlling this a little bit now. So,
yeah.
Okay. Oh, that wasn't what I was expecting to do.
So I'm guessing even the animations are hand drawn, right?
Yeah, I would have thought so.
I'm trying to look. You can see. So I'm looking at her legs, and you can see frame by frame, like the pencil shading has changed. I love that effect when you do the hand drawn, like frame by frame, which I guess all old animation had that, right?
Yeah.
But you're not used to seeing it in games.
Yeah, most animations were trying not to give you that sense. They're trying to stay consistent, so the legs would. Ooh, hello. So I don't know if I've got my space bar makes me kind of fall over rather than jump. So
right, okay.
And there's no up button. Again, there's no kind of sense of any buttons. Ooh, she just periodically falls over as well.
Yeah.
That I didn't do anything then.
No.
Yeah, she doesn't seem to be a particularly happy. Oh, and now I can run. Okay, interesting. Can I jump yet? I can jump. Okay. Interesting. So this is clearly like me being handheld over the basic controls, right? So I'm presuming. Oh, I can. Interesting. I can kind of run behind. I assumed I had to jump over those rocks, but no. So even though they're so it's not like platforming unless I was in that sense. It's interesting how some stuff I'm expecting it to go behind, but she actually comes in front of it, which is kind of a nice level of depth. Ooh. Can I jump up there? I'm probably going to end up whispering a lot in this stream because I'm like in respect for how things look and the tone of the thing.
Yeah. No, I've got lots of thoughts and ideas about like the style and that at some point maybe is that a walking block?
It is a walking block. I mean, it's so funny. Like the kind of like gamer in you is like, oh, gotta avoid those. Because like they're presumably an enemy that I have to jump on something like that, but no. I think they just. Interesting, like the camera work and stuff. Oh, did my game just freeze a little bit? I don't know. That's interesting.
It seemed to be. Did
yeah,
you? Yeah.
I did feel that. But the camera works really interesting as well. Kind of
Yeah.
Hello. How it kind of feels quite dynamic, but in actual fact, kind of isn't. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Well, no.
No.
What you...
Well, it kind of feels like it's on rails, I suppose, right? But it's also making me not think it's on rails at points. Like it clearly is, but
yeah.
It tries to hide that, or seems to hide that quite well.
Evening, everybody. Who's turning up?
Yo. Okay, so now I have this like wibbly thing following me. It almost looks like a line graph, Sean.
Yeah. Jump around a bit.
There we go. All right. Okay. There you go. See if I can kind of emulate, I don't know, Pillbug's profit margins.
Keep jumping up.
Okay, it's just a flat line. Right, here we go.
Yeah.
We're cooking on some kind of gas now.
Yeah. Okay, so that line is following you.
It is. I've picked it up and now it's following me.
Oh, so it's not on the... I thought the line was maybe just on the black background.
No. It just, you can't see it when it's on the white.
Yeah. So is that like a dead end?
Oh, it is a dead end. I was not expecting that. Right, okay, so obviously I've got to come back and do something over here, maybe. Interesting, the plant life looking. Can I jump on that? Oh, yep, there we go. Okay. So it doesn't... It's interesting, it really doesn't necessarily handhold you on what surfaces are definitely walkable, unless I'm missing something.
No, that's what I was wondering. So yeah, the art style, like obviously the art style is really good, and like it looks incredible. But something that how does it communicate to you what are kind of game objects and what are like parts of the world? Yeah. Or like what's not a game object? Because you were saying like there are some things you kind of walked behind, and you were expecting to walk in front of them and that kind of stuff. So I'm guessing that there's a thing over to the left that looks like the menu screen.
Yeah. Guessing that's what I'm aiming for. But I've kind of encountered this kind of mini puzzle. I wondered if I would like be able to jump on these little movable blocks, or maybe. Oh yeah, see, like so.
Yeah.
So obviously, if you did that.
How did you? So is there any way of walking back down that slope now?
No, now I can't do that. So once you go, it's almost like a barrier then, like a tracking barrier. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So I'm gonna get another one of these like line graph fellas. So now I have a couple orbiting me. That's nice. Okay. Ooh. Some kind of cutscene. Oh, okay. Are these like jumping nodes? Oh, hello! Okay. The good news is I don't have a health bar, so all I'm doing is wasting your time.
So you don't die. I guess it's all about the time. Well, hang on. You've got two of those things following you?
I do.
But was there 3 dots?
So yeah. Oh, yes, that could be it.
Can you jump up onto those steps and go left?
Yeah, I'm assuming so. So those two line graphy fellas like to go over here. But it's flashing red at the far end saying like you don't have enough for this. Okay.
So you need another one.
Need another one of those. And there's one up there. Okay. So is this now gonna... Can I jump now on this? No. Let's keep on trucking the way I can go at least. It is kind of trippy, this black and white kind of David Bowie labyrinth moment. Oh, hello! What on earth is that? It's like a dust sheet manta. I've got dust sheet on my mind at the moment.
Right?
Oh, I should have tried that, shouldn't I? No, I can't. Wow. Yeah. This. Okay. Yeah. So I got here.
Did she still know?
There's no death.
No.
So
Oh, well, that dot. That there, you've got another dot, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think I do. I don't know what this was.
Was that like a check?
It looks like a checkpoint. Yeah, I think it probably is.
Yeah, it is like. It does look like you're playing a painting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of. I think it's testament to how good it looks is how quiet we are, because I'm just like totally absorbed in not just like jumping around like an idiot.
You've seen the dot, right? Did you see the dot?
Yeah. But he's too high. I can't get to him, so I'm assuming I have to go up here.
Jump down.
Yeah, I guessing so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, cutscene. Oh, okay. Interesting. See, so when you said this game does have triangles in it, was that what you were talking about?
That was partially what I was talking about. Yes.
Yeah. Very nice. Very nice.
I would argue that that's kind of a graph too.
Yeah.
So saying that there's no graphs, but hang on, did you just use? Did you use dots for that?
Yeah, the two joined up, and then this is about to join up now.
Oh, so you don't expend them?
No. It doesn't look like it. No. So I'm guessing, they come and fly after around you.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. So I might be missing a lot of stuff here, but I'm not that kind of guy who's just like necessarily going to check everything.
Yeah.
But
do you get the sense? Well, I mean, we're talking about.
Do I get the sense that I am missing stuff?
Any collectibles or anything?
I mean, there's no UI to say I've got 0 of 1 or 1 or
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that kind of game, if I'm honest.
No.
Doesn't it just make you wish you were an artist, Sean? Just think,
it is very well drawn. Like it is. Yeah, it's really good.
I just think like, God, why didn't I choose to do that with my life?
Yeah. How do you make money doing that, Dave?
I don't think you worry too much about that. I think you just know that you are.
Yeah,
you are just making something beautiful. And
mm-hmm.
That's enough. It's clear. It's clearly not enough. But okay, can I jump up here? Nope. Okay.
So that's another dot, right?
No, so I think this is kind of some kind of like you've done the first checkpoint thing. That's why this one's lit up, and then you've still got to do the other one. That's my guess.
Yeah. So is this kind of like a hub now?
I don't know.
Evening Frozen.
Hey, dude. Yeah, I don't know. But the plants have changed. The environment's changing a bit. Oh. Kind of ambushy with these kind of mini cutscenes. Right, my graphs are off. They've had enough.
Yeah, they're going to go draw. They're going to the big PowerPoint in the sky.
Okay. So we added a mini constellation there, or something to a constellation. So we've lost our dots, Sean. That's the upshot.
Yeah.
Of that, which is a shame. They were super useful. I might explore down here first before going up there. No birds. So okay, so that's something I'm guessing to aim for.
So the number of dots there?
Yeah, the number of like checkpoint things. But I don't want to. Oh, see, now this is interesting because it's like, do I go down that way and explore? But I kind of feel like I don't want to miss what's up here.
Yeah.
I find that quite often a bit of a wrench in these kind of games. I'm like, I don't
Is there
necessarily.
no obvious way of going?
No, and I'm not saying that I need that necessarily hand holding, but at points it's kind of like I end up thinking, there's no double jump or anything like that. Okay, all right. Well, I explored up there. There wasn't a lot to see, a lot to do. I don't think I can jump up to that one. Let's try that. Nope. No. Okay. Ooh, hello. Nice. Picking up speed now. Oh wow, okay.
So what are you thinking so far?
It's wow, yeah, it's I'm feeling feelings, that's it is jeez.
So they're doing some interesting stuff with color, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Are we coming to a late title card?
I don't think so. It's weird. I don't know if it's because I know. Oh, hello. Now I have a like a sun type thing following me. I can't go that way. It's because I don't know if it's. I know a little bit about like very broad strokes what the game is about, and that's leading my emotional response to some of these images.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I don't know. I'm a bit because I'm a bit lost for words, as you can tell.
Yeah. This looks like a title card.
I think you might be right. There we go.
Yep, late title card. Is there like a film grain effect going on here, or something? Or like, let's talk about the art.
Okay, all right.
So,
go on. Sorry.
Well, I mean, we're kind of thinking about going along this route of hand-painted backgrounds.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but like here, obviously they've hand-painted everything. Is it pen? Do you think is this kind of pen drawing? It does look like it's on paper. I think it is on paper and scanned in.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, weirdly for me, I wonder if some bits are and some bits aren't, or am I just being fooled by the slightly different styles? So, like these foreground objects versus the appearance of the background layers.
Yeah.
Which again, the background layers are moving at different speeds, which is what we're emulating in our game as well, right?
Yeah. So, like, we've been thinking a lot recently about like different resolutions that we need to scan things in, and like how that. So, like, definitely looking here, you get a sense that the character art does look slightly different.
Yeah.
To the rest of it, like you can tell. There's like for I'm being really picky now, right? So like for as amazing, I think this looks amazing. Like as a couple of people are saying in the chat. But you can definitely tell that the player avatar has a different looks, kind of separate to the rest of the game world.
Yeah.
Because I'm guessing that was painted at or scanned at a higher resolution. There's something about it.
Yeah,
I don't know
what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose because of the degree of animation, and I suppose the variability of its size. Like at the moment, she's very small compared to where she was earlier in the game, where she was like most of the screen. So she's got to work at different sizes, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, parallax effects are like super effective, and really simple. Actually, it's and interesting that their parallax effects is quite flat. In terms of you've got depth. Do you know what I mean by flat? Like there's like the one background right there at the back.
Yeah.
And then
I love how you're slightly whispering.
Yeah.
It's kind of like out of respect for the game.
Yeah, some more like rocks with legs.
These guys are great. You know, it sounds silly, but like those things actually make a huge difference, don't they? Because they make it feel like your environment's alive rather than.
Yeah, we like. There's a lot like, you know, those kind of little details, like the little the wind. What would you call them? Wind vanes.
Yeah.
That are moving. The little kind of like dust effects, dust particles you see going around there.
Yeah, and the way they were hitting where I was like hunkering down was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we got our first little graph fella.
So are you still collecting your first little what?
I've got my first little graph.
Okay, you got your first. Can we call them nodes?
Nodes,
or
yeah.
Pixels, like.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so we've got some. So Frozen. I really like. Frozen. I'm gonna call you Frozen. Is that okay? I find like, whenever you have to speak people's handles, it always feels a bit weird to me.
Yeah, fair enough.
So yeah, Frozen saying Parallax is the 2019 thing of the year, and it looks great. So like, what other games can you think of this year that have had really effective parallaxes? And Mike is also Frozen, so
okay.
I'll try and remember
that. Would you say like the Far Lone Sails, or is that's not quite the same thing, right? Like, because that's
an interesting one. That's a really interesting one because they kind of have a 3D effect anyway, right? So they're using. Can you see the dots? I can see. So you need 2 dots.
Two dots, yeah. So I'm wondering, have I missed one?
Maybe. Well, so like Parallax is been used for quite a while. Octopath. So I've not played Octopath Traveler. Have you? Did you ever look at that?
No, I haven't. No.
Came out around the same time as Psycho 28, I think.
Yes, maybe a bit before.
Like we saw that as a thing.
Yeah.
Potentially, I'm trying to think now. Examples of like lots of games do use it. Big examples. So I suppose it's any kind of like 2D game that has a. This sounds stupid. That has a background, but like something like if you think about Splunky.
Oh, there we go.
That doesn't have a background, right? So you don't obviously need to.
No. So it's not fair to say that all 2D side-scrolling games use parallaxing. So
yeah,
there's obviously like a desire.
And JR is saying that that this kind of parallax atmospheric perspective, like it just makes the whole thing very mindful. It's a mindful art style.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, for sure. Don't you fall down there? It's my bad.
Yeah, but the parallax totally. It's like they've got different layers of depth. So how many? So here, let's dive into here. How many layers of parallax have we got on this? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think. So they've also. I've been thinking about this for the game we're working on right now. There's also a vertical parallax as well. Did you see that? Did you notice that?
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
As you jump, I haven't got the camera on me, so I can't show you, but you can see that the rear ones are moving up and down at a different rate to the front ones.
Yeah. And that's the reason I did that, you see, because I thought, let's have some more vertical parallaxing by me falling off things.
Yeah. So what's this wind business? Is it blowing you? Is it those fans? Like, obviously those fans aren't.
No, I have a feeling like, I mean, again, I don't know if I'm trying to read too much into this game because of, it's all about feelings and stuff. But I'm assuming that wind is kind of more of a metaphor for the things that kind of get in your way, kind of things that are trying to push you back from wherever you're trying to get to.
So
or it could just be wind. It could just be wind.
Yeah.
It's pretty consistent in like, its timings for wind.
But did the wind blow you off when you fell down before?
Yeah, let's say that happened. Happened. Oh, hello. Okay. I guess it's good to know that anything in this game can and will grow legs.
Yeah, that's kind of got a face, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And an eye. Oh, that's a bit...
Yeah. How am I supposed to get to that? Because that's a checkpoint I have to do, isn't it? I'll go slalom down from the top. Or maybe I've already got to that checkpoint. So you're just going to chillax.
Is that do you think that's a collectible?
I don't know. I thought... Or is it just... Have I reached that checkpoint?
No, what if you go on... There's a little... That rock looks like it will fall down when you step on it.
Okay, you might be right. Yeah, I'll give you that. Nope.
Jump up and down on it?
Done. Does not work.
I bet you unlock an ability later on in the game.
Yeah,
that maybe you can come back and do that, because that, like, come on,
it does look. Yeah, it does look suspect, doesn't it? Okay.
I don't know if you can travel around in the game.
Don't know. Yeah. So far, all I've just gone is left.
That's definitely a collectible, though. We said that we didn't think this was the kind of game that had collectibles, and we were wrong.
But it might be a checkpoint rather than a collectible. I mean, I'm collecting the little dot things anyway, so I am definitely collecting those. Oh, there's one there.
Yeah, go collect it.
I bet I can't. It looks a little bit too high.
Can you not get... I think you can get that, right?
Let's have a look. No. As I suspected. So I don't know if I'm just missing puzzles that I'm supposed to be solving, which could well be the case.
Again, we might be like Metroiding it here, so... The smoke is quite interesting effect. Is that actual smoke? Like, it looks too... That actually looks like smoke, right?
Yeah. I don't know if it's... Maybe it's just they feel they have to visualize... Oh, hello. You are definitely wobbly stone. So I don't know if they felt they needed to give a visual to the wind effect, just to make it super clear for the player.
But that's definitely actual smoke, right?
Yeah, it looks it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was saying like a dust storm style thing.
Yeah.
But like, how do they make that effect? Like, I feel like that actually looks like they recorded some smoke.
No.
Does it not?
No, you can get smoke shaders and stuff like that, can't you?
No, that looks like I do fluid dynamic simulation. That looks like real. That looks like they actually recorded some smoke.
No, come on.
That's actual stuff they recorded. I'm
Lies.
telling you, that's not simulation.
It can't be. Like, you can get really convincing shaders that do smoke.
I know. but that's not one of those.
I don't believe them for a minute that they recorded smoke. They might have...
That is so real. That is definitely real. Yeah, that is totally.
I mean, I'd love to give the devs that much credit. I mean, that would be... Yeah, I'd love to give them that much credit, but...
No, you're a hand. What did I say? you now have the ability to
Yeah. To
go
turn
back and
into
collect those things.
Yeah. So, okay. I'm assuming it doesn't just mean like I'm holding X, so I'm just assuming
Is
it's
X
like
not your what's? Do you think X is actually X, or
oh,
that's the controller button X?
mm,
Because you haven't turned into a square.
I haven't. No. Okay, hitting buttons. I've got to hold them though. That's the problem.
Yeah. What would X be?
I think you have
So
to.
is there no way of customizing controls?
Oh wait, here you go. Yeah, fine. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Oh, and there's your menu.
There's yeah. And here's my controls for my controller that for some reason does not work with this game.
Shift Alt.
Yep, I don't know why. It works with Cycle 28. So, I can go down to keyboard. There we go.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. K. Okay.
That's a little bit.
Like, why wouldn't you put it as X? That makes no sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So hold K, Dave, and I now become a block. And importantly, you can do that mid-jump. So off we go.
Bang.
So how do you feel about side-scrolling games that make you go right to left to do stuff?
I'm all for that.
Yeah, mix things up.
Yeah.
Cool.
And people say there are no politics in games.
I'm assuming I can't get back to the other one though. Like that was like really hard ages away.
Do you know what I just realised?
What?
So JR has made the point that KX equals K sometimes.
X equals K. Okay.
I recently got a fine for making that mistake.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because I had a car crash last December, and I had a courtesy car, and then like my workplace, you have to tell them your registration number. Otherwise, the automatic cameras give you a fine. And the registration number was like KX, and I wrote XX, and so I got a fine.
You can walk while you're a block. That's amazing. No, yeah, fair play. I mean, did you get the money back in the end?
Yeah, I did. To be fair, but yeah. So there you go. Same problem with the control mapping on this game. So there you go. So the other thing I want to think about with this is the camera.
Yeah.
Oh, does the block mean you don't get blown?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, now so many metaphors kicking around here in terms of, you know, the wind being a block, life being a block.
You have to go those to
You
those.
get it. You get it. Don't tell me you don't get
At the
that.
end of my long stroll as a block, I cry.
That's it. That's it. We're now in the Temple of Tears.
Yeah.
Because we had to block our way through.
So, okay, camera now.
Don't try and make this boring and about game dev stuff. Look at what we're watching.
It is the Temple of Tears. You were right.
Yeah. Ooh,
there's bells.
Oh, they ring. I can ring the bell.
Cool.
I don't think anyone's home.
Everyone's crying. They can't hear you. So okay, jump. Like I want to know. So thinking about cameras in platformers, should the camera move up with your jump?
So in this game, I think the idea is probably no, because you're not actually moving. You're not jumping loads and loads and loads of times on loads of different levels, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty like you're only really jumping from one place to another. Does that make sense? He says, knocking his mic.
I think it kind of makes sense. It's not like this ain't no Mario. That's what I'm saying. I think.
Oh, I wonder if I was supposed to do this.
Well,
Hmm. Badoing. Oh, we're out of the red place there. Hmm.
So now the colour's changed again.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm just making sure I'm not missing something over here. I don't think I am, but
This reminds, do you know, this has given me kind of, oh man, I just realised again we can probably justify playing now.
Mm-hmm.
Another World.
All right, yeah.
This is kind of giving me those vibes
Mm-hmm.
with the style of the just
Ooh,
generally like.
that's interesting.
So
The hell? Can I still turn into a block? Yes, I can. That's the important thing.
how do you do this? Like, so that reflection.
Yeah.
How yeah.
There must be yeah. How do you do this? That's interesting. Mirror. Yeah, there must be a way of doing that. In a game
oh yeah, I know.
mirror.
Like,
Yeah.
I just wonder how you would like. How would you do that? Would you like do you have two separate objects that you kind of jump in opposite directions,
Mm-hmm.
or some kind of shader?
I guess you probably do have to, because it's not a perfect mirroring in the sense that there's this other things going on underneath, right?
Are those? Do they get affected by your movement? Yeah, so they're swarming based on your movement, right?
Yeah.
So.
So it's also interesting, like, okay, from a kind of telling point of view, this story is not being told with any words. It's entirely wordless, or entirely told by the visuals. This idea that I can jump on these.
You smash them?
I think we can. I think we're about to. That
and you don't get your. Oh, hang on. When you were on top, was your reflection still there?
I think so. Huh. Okay, we're going back up there. Is that, like, in terms of my, like, I'm trying to think of it, my character model looks slightly different to these representations of women that we're seeing in the environment. So, like, the key one being the bob of the hair rather than long hair.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I know we can all cut our hair, but it's kind of like whether or not it's kind of leaving ambiguous to the player whether or not they are definitely one and the same.
Yeah.
Dave. Yeah, mate.
What happens when ski lifts go wrong?
What happens when ski lifts go wrong?
I'm getting those vibes right now.
I saw too many people got hurt when ski lifts went wrong for us, Sean. So.
I love this style. I love this kind of architecture.
It's
making me want to play a game like that. Making me want to get struts and put them together. So would people be up for another World stream if I managed to get a copy of that? Would you be up for that, Dave?
Yeah, for sure.
But there's some similarities in the kind of like weirdly, I think there's something in something similar with the art styles. Like,
I kind of just want to fall off this, but I know I shouldn't.
Yeah. What if you just keep going?
I know. I did want to do it too. I think I'm just going to do it.
Do you know what's so refreshing about this is, like, it's not pixel art.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But
like,
I mean, that's not good for what we're doing.
Well, we haven't necessarily decided we're going to do pixel art, right? We just have
some in there.
I kind of like it and it fits, but we've got pixel art. We've got pixel art on top of this hand painted style, right?
Yeah,
that's the idea. And I think that then there's a kind of like a very clear, what would you call it? Like there's the difference there. There's
the contrast, very strong.
Yeah, contrast. And I think that would make it work. I'm surprised how well it works. Actually, I don't know how if you're feeling the same as whether you expected it to work right from the start, but whether it's just or whether it doesn't work. We're just seeing it through rose-tinted glasses.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
I mean, seeing what they've done here with because I mean, obviously it points, the camera goes in, and the player model scales. But this this is roughly the scale at which our player model is at the moment, and seeing what you can do with some, you know, well drawn animation does look quite appealing.
Yeah.
It's interesting how I'm now looking at like this kind of thing, because I am doing a tiny bit of animation for our prototyping, like how they handle the arms in the run motions and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting.
Talk through it. Like that's like,
well, so they because you're side on, right? You're you need to be able to see the movement of the legs to give the sense of running / movement, obviously. So you need to see them kind of. Interesting, I don't think you do see them. Well, yeah, okay, you do kind of see them crisscrossing. She does something which I kind of felt like made it look a bit more like, this is going to sound weird, two-legged galloping rather than actual walking, because like obviously when you walk you cross your legs like that. Yeah. Whereas she looks a bit like she's galloping. Yeah. And I worked quite well. It took me at least 20 minutes to try and go away from that galloping effect to something where the legs actually cross. The other
legs do cross, right?
They kind of do, but they do, but
Her
they
knees
don't
cross, like
they don't look like they are, like as much as if you actually make sure that there are different ways of animating that. This is like clearer from this side-on point of view, but it actually, I think, makes it look more like it's potentially galloping rather than crisscrossing perfectly. Yeah. But it works. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that. The other interesting thing is like the arms. If you look at the arms, they don't swing. They just go backwards when she's moving. Yeah. And that I hadn't really considered that approach to arms, so I was trying to get mine to kind of try and swing a little bit, but it doesn't necessarily work very well on something this small. Yeah. So you know, I might take that on board and actually just have, as our characters moving, just have the arms go back a little bit. You can actually see it better.
The flailing is quite nice though, I think.
It might look a bit frantic compared to this, which looks a bit.
So like when our person jumps, he or she is kind of just like flailing around. Like it feels like they're like throwing themselves. Whereas this is she looks elegant. That makes her look elegant, right?
Yeah. I think
she's in control of this whole movement. It's a very like, you know, definitely like that. But then she has dainty thin arms, right? So that in fact makes her look more elegant, and just generally, in my mind, she's like. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think so. I think that works. I mean, the thing, like we're playing around with our animation at the moment, and the thing I'm trying to get to work with our character model is this idea that when you're going up, you know, you have that kind of upwards animation, and when you're going down, you have the downward animation. Yeah. And that working at different heights and things like that is something we're tweaking at the moment.
If you don't, I mean, I don't know how interesting this is for people, but like, so like try and figure out all the different animation states here by running around. Is there a different set of animations running up an incline, for example? Is it just the same? It's the same animation.
It's the same animation.
Yeah, and then jumping up versus, is it just the same animation down and up? I think it might be.
I think
you get a different turn animation when you're in mid-flight, right?
So no, if you think about it, look at her poncho or whatever you're saying. That's what changes, and her head position. Whether
so again, when you lean forward, you came at the mic.
Sorry, yeah. So when you look at her poncho, yeah, and when you go up, it's a different shape to when you're coming down for obvious reasons, right? Yeah. And then her neck position changes whether or not she's going up or coming down. So it's about giving the player that sense of upward movement from the tilt of the player model, and then downward movement from the tilt of the player model.
Yes.
So it's one frame for going up and one frame for coming down, but it's more than that because they've got complex things going on with the poncho.
Right.
Yeah. But actually, I mean, it won't be too much more than that. I mean, obviously the poncho needs to kind of flare out, which takes, multiple frames. But probably the body posture doesn't move. I mean, it would actually be easier if we were somewhere more zoomed in when looking at her.
We can have a look. Yeah, we'll have a look later on then. So what have you got to do here puzzle-wise? You can get up to that one now. I'm not quite clear. So when you walk a certain distance away from a platform, a graph you've created, then the 2 dots kind of follow you?
Yes, that's right. I can't go to that side yet because I only have 2 dots rather than 3.
Interesting. So you have to go that one direction.
Yeah,
so you don't really have a choice here.
No. Unless I'm missing a way of getting a dot that's the other way.
But interestingly,
Oh, there's a dot.
You were led to go left, right?
Yeah.
Without thinking about it? Did you consciously think to go left, or did you just...
No, not really. Ooh, hello. It was just that that was the way I could go. I guess I tried to go right and it wouldn't let me. So.
Okay.
I probably need to be back on this.
How do they? So okay, here's something. Here's some other things. Thinking about how they did that, how they made this. It looks like everything is hand drawn for the specific level, right?
Yeah, but
there are some assets.
Not, obviously.
Well, I mean, that's my question, really.
Yeah.
Like, how much of this is the process is, dear artist, make assets. General assets, then we design levels.
So
these made for this level.
No, I bet if you think about these building structures, they are very similar to the black and white ones we saw first. So they may not be exactly the same. I'd have to go back and have a look. But so in that sense, even within those two kind of different level feelings, there's some similar. There's reuse of assets.
What if you bang? What if you turn to the block on the far left?
Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably.
If you turn to the block on the far
There we go. You were right. If that is indeed what you were suggesting.
I'm guessing you got to do it again. Oh no, you need to go get that one. Okay.
Yeah. And the rocks. Presumably the other major part that they reuse, even if it doesn't feel that way.
I think you missed a collectible then.
Did I? Where?
I think if you'd gone back and done your rock, I don't know if you'll be able to do it now. Ooh. But if you'd have done your rock the other way while you're on the top one, can you do that now?
Oh, hello. Yeah, it kind of. Yeah. It gives.
Oh, you've got a yeah.
There we go. Okay. So you reckon rock on the top? Rock on the top.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, JR.
Boom. No, it just puts it back where it was.
Okay, you can't get.
Oh, no, yes, now I can go up to the top one.
Yeah.
Obviously, good catch, Sean.
So, is there going to be something here that's worth?
Oh, yes, there is. There definitely is. Yeah, you're right. Can I can't. Oh, I can't do that. Okay. Thought I might be able to.
Oh yeah, I see. Okay, yeah, okay.
Block. This mechanic is quite satisfying.
Yeah.
Yes, I like being able to turn into a block. I didn't know that that's something I would want to do. Okay, so this actually requires a little bit of effort from me, which is a bit
how?
I'm just going to go to the middle, I'm guessing. Yeah, there we go. Could just weight my way around it. No. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I just wanted to be lazy and talk about blocks, but
yeah. Isn't it just the butt stomp from Mario though?
Yeah, but
they've added an interesting edge to
it. The animation for it's great. I think it's probably better than the butt stomp for that. Oh, made it.
They're definitely collectibles.
Well,
Was that the progress bar? Like,
I think there was like something I had to do. It looked like I had to do 5 of them or something. You know, to do something. Whee.
That's interesting. What do you think of this? So, okay, right. Okay.
Big talk.
Let's get
big
let's,
talk.
yeah, big serious stuff here. I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Like, this game there's a lot of hidden stuff, right? In a way, or like there's no
tutorial.
Go do this. Like,
yeah.
The story
no
isn't told in words, and neither is the game mechanics, right?
No.
Like, neither are the game mechanics.
No.
The idea that I think those things are collectibles, you're not sure, or like, you know, early on we're like, oh, are those collectibles? What do you think of that kind of design?
I really like it. Personally, I like ambiguity in games because at the same time, like, it's different. It's like something like in this example, it's different. It's shiny. It's in the environment. Of course, I'm going to want to wander up to it and collect it. Now, do I know how important it is? No. Do I know that that's something I need to be aware of? No. But is that a problem? No. Like, I don't think that is a problem.
No.
Like, I know, like, I can break the environment, so I'm gonna break the environment, right? Like, that's what people do.
That's kind of cool. Yeah.
So I think it's like a lot of indie games, it's just relying on the player's existing game language. Like, you already understand the language of games, so you can rely on a player to do these kinds of things. I mean, imagine, like, crazy talk, imagine if GRIS was the first computer game you'd ever played.
Yeah.
Now, then you're in a different experience, right? Like, you're then like going, what the hell? What am I supposed to do? Like, no one said I need to break things or jump or do anything. You're like, what am I supposed to do? So in that an unusual scenario, that's like one situation where I could imagine that being a problem. But
yeah,
I don't think you design your game for the person who's never played games before.
Well, I mean,
Nice.
like, maybe some people do. Like, but that's an interesting designed, like, space, I would say.
Yeah, I think indie games like inhabit that space quite a lot. We're expecting you to already know how to play games, so we're not going to handhold you through stuff you already know.
Yeah. I think that our games tend to be a bit like that, right? Not on this level, maybe.
Yeah, well, I think
totally on this level, even. Like,
there are perhaps elements of our games that probably need hand-holding.
Yeah.
But
nice.
I think, yeah, what's over here?
This game is definitely like a platformer, right?
Yeah.
This is like it's definitely, like, if you look at the puzzle platform spectrum, it's on.
It's on the spectrum. Yeah.
It's on the It's further along the platforming side than I thought.
Yeah. No, it definitely is a platformer. But I mean, wow, like what a space. I mean, this is the thing, I don't know if it's better to go and do the other things or this one, but go upwards. But yeah, wow, that we can kind of inhabit this space. There's 4, so I'm missing one. There's loads.
Okay, here's some other things. Like, okay, we've been talking a lot about the game we're making, thinking about what's the purpose. Well, I suppose this idea of meaningful play. Okay,
Yeah.
so like, you have goals. You have goals as a player, short-term and long-term goals, and like, to really feel like you're having a meaningful experience, you need to know what your actions, how you're progressing to those goals. What are your goals right now?
So I suppose I don't know my medium, even long-term goals, but I think what it's trading on at the moment, anyway, is a sense of discovery.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, this hot air balloon type thing. Never seen it in the game so far. Have absolutely no idea if it is even that. But I am super intrigued to to kind of get it functioning or whatever. Like that big weird manta ray thing.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. So I suppose that at the moment, like you start piecing together some of the sense of like what the story it's trying to tell. Like, okay, so this is obviously how this works. But about some form of grief, someone's upset. You know, like those visual images of the woman crying in the temple, things like that. You're piecing those together. Oh, I missed it. Oh, gee. Oh no. Okay.
No, it's probably because you can bump down again, right? Because now it's
not a lot.
Well, if you keep doing it, like do it, but you don't let it come all the way back up.
No, it keeps it. No, you can't. The animation takes quite a long time to finish. So.
Oh well, jump up onto the top platform and jump all the way from that top platform.
Okay, I don't think I actually can. Can't get up there. Indeed.
I suppose it's got this other thing of like I want to know what the solution of this puzzle is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's got the mini
you
puzzles.
Could run up the thing on the left, right, and get it. Like if you go far left, run up that roller coaster looking thing, and then jump from the left.
Nope. Maybe if I jumped off onto it, yeah, maybe.
I don't know. As soon as something feels like a maybe, it probably is the solution.
I can obviously go up here.
Have you seen that game Baba Is You?
Yeah, man. I almost brought that this week.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's like, yeah, that looks cool, man. I'd happily have that on stream.
Yeah.
Whichever one this one's supposed to.
Yeah, it looks incredible. Looks incredible. Yeah. Not what I expected at all.
No.
Like, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. How you. How
am I missing?
Are you sure? Like, you can't just keep jumping if you're down if you keep doing it on the one on the right.
Let's try this.
Rather than the one on the left.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, you're right. Like, it's not about.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Ah. I pressed K instead of jump. Right. Okay. Oh. So, this is why I don't play platformers in public. Okay. So let's go back up here.
This game is really pretty.
It is.
It's kind of reminding me of those Lord of the Ring cartoons from like the 80s, were they? Or
oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do. I would never have thought of that, but you're right. You're totally right. I'm guessing I don't actually need
that was literally the first way I experienced Lord of the Rings.
I remember as well, but I didn't actually see the whole thing. Like as a kid, I think a friend had. Was it in separate volumes, the video?
Yeah, but I don't. I only ever saw the first one.
Yeah, I think therefore yeah.
Did they even release the other ones?
Or maybe they didn't. I don't know. Maybe it was just a fellowship. But I remember seeing bits of it and just being like, "This is awesome."
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I remember my dad told me I would like it because it's kind of like Star Wars.
Kinda interesting.
Yeah, but yeah. I think by that he meant it was a trilogy.
Yeah.
But he just wanted me to watch it, to get to watch and then read. I sometimes, like, we know people whose entire careers are based around those books, right?
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, there's a whole area of scholarship. Tolkien scholars. I'm assuming I feel a bit bad bashing that guy's head in, but I'm assuming that's what I'm going to do.
Well, it is wobbling like it's asking for it.
Right? It's asking for it. Sorry, buddy. You were wobbling.
You just killed that guy.
Or maybe I liberated him? Can I liberate you? What about you? No. Okay.
I do. So they do a lot. Like, they do a lot with little bits. Little... To make this world, how do they make this world feel alive? Like, they've got little birds flying in the background.
Yeah, the little
We
rock
totally
monsters.
need that, right?
Yes.
In our game, yeah.
Yes, I think so.
That kind of stuff going on in the background.
You're right. It really does help make the world feel fully fleshed out.
And not a huge amount of extra scope, right? It's just like here's a bird that flaps its wings.
Yeah.
Obviously, like that's a hard thing to make look good. I'm also getting a Bespin kind of vibe now.
Yes. Good call. Oh, hello.
Oh, interesting.
Thank you. Oh, he moved the rock for me that I didn't realize was there blocking my way, but it was, and that guy did it for me. So, free your rock, people.
Like, go back to that rock, the big rock. Just let's have it because that's quite a big. Can you get a sense of how this was painted? Like, is that pen, and then like, because the background's watercolor, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But that the stuff at the front kind of looks almost like acrylic or something. I'm saying this as someone who doesn't know anything about art. I don't know. There's
the rock
watercolor on it still.
Yeah,
it's just then the lines make it look like they're solid.
Maybe, I don't know. I could imagine like that rock. I'm not sure because it's geometric shapes rather than like watercolor background. To me, that kind of has a sense that that's actually done in a computer rather than hand drawn.
I think it's hand drawn, man.
You think it's hand drawn?
I'm gonna have to Google this.
I mean, it's got kind of like
GRIS?
rough little bitty edges, but I mean, I think you can do that in like drawing programs. You might well be right. It might be totally hand drawn.
Yeah.
But the colouring on it doesn't feel hand drawn either. But maybe that effect is added afterwards.
I don't know.
Can I move from the rock yet?
Oh yeah, go for it. I'm somewhere. Someone's gonna.
They've probably done a GDC talk or two, surely, right? Visuals of GRIS.
This Guardian article, second. Well, I'm gonna look at the Steam page and see if it says on there, because that's where. Surely that's where you'd write it in your Steam page, wouldn't it? Like
Short
you would
description,
definitely...
totally short descriptionable.
No.
Hand drawn.
But then why would you need to describe that? Because you can see it.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
No, nothing. Nothing mentioned.
If anyone ever gives you jip about computer games not being art ever again, you can just send them the recording of this stream.
If someone says anything like that to me, I just like walk out the room.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's
what
fair.
if it's not art? What the heck is it? And then I find an article that the first thing says video games are art, and like.
And you also then have to apologise to your own parent, whoever it was.
Well,
like, is it? Because it's the kind of thing I could imagine my dad or my mum saying, like, oh, aren't they just, they're not art. And you're like, well, take a look at this.
Yeah, yeah. It's a convincing one. Yeah.
I forget I can move as a block, but I don't think this is the way. I
just, yeah, don't know. Maybe it's all hand drawn. I opened 2 tabs on Chrome and now my fan on my computer is just going. Chrome. I love this detail. In the that kind of metal, those metal struts.
It's interesting. So something we were talking about earlier about like the game doesn't necessarily tell you what is walkable and stuff. Like they've decided to have these. For instance, in this particular puzzle, they've lined it with white, right, to show you which ones you can jump onto and which ones you can't.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't an affordance they gave you before. So that's
yeah.
interesting.
Then that's been universal, though, hasn't it? It's all been stuff. At least these with these. Oh no, they're not all. Yeah, no, they are. They all do have that white.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe I
The
just
ones
haven't
you can
noticed
walk
it
on.
yet. Yeah, that's the
You
first
can't
time
see
I've
it very
noticed
well with the background.
Yeah.
Like those ones you can jump up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And this one. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
really
so I can do
weird
this.
how you just kind of quickly notice that stuff,
How
right?
did that not work? Yeah. Yeah. Like the question, I'd have to go back and look and see if that's true for all of them beyond this puzzle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But this puzzle is the first time I've actually noticed that on this.
Mm-hmm. You get to climb up another
layer. Yeah, I thought I'd nailed it. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yeah, you can get another layer up. Like I can see. I realised that I'm telling you that like a second after you've figured it out. But
it's okay. Yeah, I get that.
See, that's really good camera work.
Yeah.
How they do so? And look how it's made so that sun's going to match into the middle when you jump down. Right?
Yeah, that's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. I was kind of waiting for you to miss then.
I knew it. Yeah, I worked really hard to not do that. Took all of my concentration. Or just to let go of the block. That was the other thing I could have done.
Yeah.
Which you notice I haven't done yet.
It's yeah, okay, it's making. But then do you letting go? You probably can let go.
I can let go now. Yeah.
Yeah. That seems quite a major thing that just happened. Is this now? Like, I suppose the idea of how many levels are you in GRIS? How do you even save the game?
I don't know. Maybe you just hit quit.
That would fill me full of anxiety.
That's the exact opposite of what this game's trying to do, dude.
Yeah. So, like, I have a bone to pick with Celeste.
Okay.
Because when you play Celeste is a, if you haven't played Celeste, it's a super hardcore, like really difficult platformer. It's amazing. It feels great, and it's like I love the, like, it's great. However, when you first load the game, it says, hey, we've got you back. You know, you can quit. We'll save it wherever you are. You'll restart, and you'll just, you won't lose any progress. I lost a ton of progress the last time I quit.
Okay.
There's this bit where you're in a hotel and you're being walked around this hotel, and that stuff is like, some games are really good at saying. I've noticed a few games now are saying things like, it's been 5 minutes and 20 seconds since you last saved a game, and then you can really get a sense of, oh yeah, okay, I know I've saved it. Again, something we need to be mindful of, right?
Yes.
This game is so nice looking. Like, just the odd little fleck of dust that's just appearing on the screen.
I'm wary that I wanted to get you off your Celeste rant before I jumped into these hands, because I'm imagining something is going to happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I'm not sure it was a rant.
Touche.
It's a legitimate concern. If that's what ranting is, then I guess I'm ranting.
I guess that's how a lot of rants start.
Again, so we've got another colour.
So this is interesting, the importance of environment packs type approaches. So, like, we are now in the green zone. So, like, I mean, I loved the look of the red, but is there an element of I was ready to move on from that? Possibly.
Yeah. And so this is something that we're currently wrestling with, or not wrestling with, but like thinking about, right?
Yeah, like, I am dead keen, but at the same time we are thinking about scope and budget. So at the moment we've got one environment pack underway. I think I want 3 by the time we go to something like early access or full release. But we're just going to have to wait and see.
I would say early access, we only need 1.
Probably.
and that gives away. So like I think there's an important thing if you do early access is you give people a reason to come back and play. And a really kind of a good way of doing that is saying like, here's a new environment.
So we've been here before,
but now there's
color. There's color,
and are they birds on top?
Yeah, I think so. Okay, yeah. So I've just given my dots up for the. Yeah, I meant to do that. Obviously, I meant to do that.
Is this game just? Is it? This might be a deep cut for some people. Is this just Le Blob?
I don't know what that is, but it sounds funny. So
it's a game about skateboarding around and painting. Is it Le Blob? There's a game where you kind of go around and the world's black and white and you have to make it color.
Oh, okay. I think so. Ooh.
But that's quite a common trope, I would say.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I would say so.
Mm.
So yeah, these are the things like what you're calling a collectible, and that's kind of where they're coming up or not.
What I'm calling a collectible.
Sean's so-called collectible.
Yeah, these things that you collect in the game.
Yeah.
That what I don't know what.
I mean, you could call them whatever you want, really. So yeah, I only got. Okay, so that's the sundial level.
Yeah, so you only got 2 of the shiny circles. 2.
I'm not massively surprised I did that poorly.
So I wonder what you get for getting all of them. Another shiny circle.
A shiny circle, yeah. More shiny circles.
Yeah. So I think this might be a good place to kind of summarize some thoughts.
Okay.
Because you've now we've done like basic. Well, you've done a level.
Yeah. I've done a color.
You've done a color, and we have another color to do. So yeah, I mean, I don't know where do we start? Like, it's pretty neat. It's good. Like, it's probably underselling it, really.
Yeah, I think it's just a little bit.
Something else to look at is the little puffs of smoke as you're running.
Yeah.
And like, do you jump and get puffs of smoke?
You do, yeah. You get like, but I don't know if you do in all environments, or it's just because you don't always notice it. Because like you're like through here, you wouldn't notice it because there's too much in front of the player character model.
Yeah.
But maybe you do. Yeah. I think we could look. I say me, and yeah, but you as well. Could look quite closely at the character model for this game and see what it achieves that we would also like to achieve.
Yeah. I think that's like
in more of a way than something like Fez or Super Meat Boy or something like that.
Yeah. But I think those obviously as well have lessons.
Yeah, but maybe not.
It depends.
Quite.
So like this, because one thing about this character model in this game is that your movement is quite slow.
Yes.
And so the way this works for that. Whereas, like all that effort would be wasted in a game that moves at the speed of Super Meat Boy.
Yeah.
Right. I think.
Yes.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think like if you're like you can have like these crazy number of jump animations. I mean, what like look at that idle animation.
I know. I was like, I usually hate idle animations, but this is just brilliant because it's not someone doing this weird like hunkering up and down constantly. Which
I'm kind of like, yes. Definitely.
So. Yeah, I am down with taking lessons from GRIS in terms of playing. I mean, the thing is, like, so yeah, we've been playing around with pixel art character model, and you know, to achieve this kind of animated detail, you'd have to have a character at like it would have to be something like 128 by 128 pixels minimum. It would have to be very big to start with.
Yeah,
and then you obviously scale it down. For the size of the character in the game, but you know, so that would actually require artistic talent rather than just being able to paint some pixels red and black and beige. Sorry, you were trying to sum up and we got distracted by little puffs of smoke.
Well that was kind of part of the thing is it's a lot of I don't know. It's an interesting, like, lots of detail. It's all about the look, right? Is the gameplay is the gameplay interesting enough without this art style? would it be interesting enough without the art style? How much is it all riding on this art style?
Right, how much? Yeah, I mean so once you, I think the jumping stuff, like the platforming things and the mini puzzles and stuff like that, they are a bit kind of in the same way that they were in Far Lone Sales. They're not the core of the game as far as I'm concerned. They're kind of the mechanics that get you to the point of where you are exploring an environment in a way that's more active than just wandering around.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels a little bit more engaging. But to me, like, this game is two things. It's first and foremost, it's the art and the visual aesthetic, if you want to put it that way. But secondly, it is this issue of what story it is trying to tell you through that art and through the environment, with 0 words.
Yeah.
Right? Like, why are we a player character model that starts in concrete hands? Like, why are there statues of women crying? Why are there bells everywhere? You know, why is it all about constellations in the sky?
Because then you don't have to localize it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's that. You know, a visual language, you know, crosses all you know, linguistic barriers. It doesn't necessarily cross cultural barriers, but it does cross linguistic ones. So yeah, there's a lot to be said for that. Unfortunately, Sean, you decided to bring a writer onto Pillbug instead of an artist. So what you're probably going to get is a lot of text and some pretty naff art.
To be honest, if you turned around and said that we're going to do all the story without any words, then
you'd be like, why do I need you, Dave? Yeah, so there's that. But
I think I'm quite excited about the idea of having our next game quite narrative heavy. Or like, I don't know, maybe you're not overly sold on that idea? I don't know.
I mean, I love narratives. Obviously, I write books. That's kind of my jam. But I suppose, yeah, I mean, it's about whether or not it matches the core gameplay loop, right? Like, and you know, when it does, it becomes like a visual novel, right? Or you know, whatever the in term for that kind of game is at the moment. But yeah, we haven't made that, and because interestingly, the other thing those kind of games really need is art, right? Like, you need a really strong art aesthetic. You need a lot of art assets. Whereas if you look at something like Cycle 28 or Intelligent Design, no narrative in the core gameplay loop, and also quite scopable art assets, like, right, not a huge amount of art assets compared to most visual novels. So it's interesting that I think I didn't realize necessarily how heavily those two things relied on each other when we were thinking about what to make next.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so that was GRIS. I would play this like a lot. I will continue to play this. Whether or not we play it again next week, me and Sean will have a think and talk. But do let us know in chat on Discord and the like if you do want to see more of GRIS. I imagine many of you will want to see it on your own terms and, you know, go pick it up and stuff. So
yeah, it's one of those. I suppose the thing with puzzle games is that we don't want to show too much of them.
That makes sense
because people want to play them themselves.
Yeah,
it's like I kind of want to do a Witness stream, but like that would just spoil the Witness for anyone that hasn't played the Witness, and at which point,
I mean, I guess
really
I think probably those people would like maybe stop watching. I don't know. Is that fair to say? Like, would it be just a bunch of people who had already played the Witness wanting to?
It probably would be
share and talk about the Witness.
Yeah, possibly. That's such an important game for me. Like, but the game that I'm going to play next is in that similar vein of games that, like The Witness, really informed Intelligent Design and Cycle 28. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, where can people find us, Sean?
You can find us at pillbug.zone. Like and subscribe wherever you're watching this. It helps us with all the algorithms.
Yes.
So yeah.
Great.
Cool.
And you can also
Thanks,
find us
everyone.
on Patreon before we also find us on Patreon.
Mhm.
For all development news and blogs and vlogs.
Yes, you can keep up. We have been posting video blogs following the development of our next game, like raw, uncut, kind of the kind of stuff we wouldn't share with the general public, right?
Dodgy prototypes. That's what
Dodgy
we're saying.
prototype, like art. Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, well, thanks for sharing this fairly emotional journey. I thought it would be more of a tearjerker at points, but maybe that's later in the game. But thanks for following along with us, guys. If you like GRIS, check it out. We really obviously do. I'll be playing some more. And we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Bye.